The air was thick with the scent of rain when I pulled in my driveway in Willow Creek, a sleepy suburb outside Portland, Oregon, on a chilly October evening in 2024. I was bone-tired from a long day at the aerospace firm, dreaming of a cold beer and the hum of my workshop. But as I pressed the garage remote, nothing happened. The light blinked a mocking red. I tried the keypad. Frowning, I got out of my truck and circled to the side entrance, only to freeze. A heavy-duty padlock, the kind you'd see on a shipping container, gleamed defiantly on the latch. My heart sank. This wasn't just any garage. Inside was my late father's 1968 Camaro, restored over countless weekends, and a collection of precision tools I'd spent years building. And there, parked like a smug barricade in front of the door, was Lisa's cherry red SUV, angled so close it might as well have been welded to the frame. I stood there, rain starting to speckle my jacket, as disbelief turned to fury. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Garage access revoked. Noncompliance with HOA regulations. Contact President Lisa for appeal. My blood ran cold. This wasn't a prank. This was a calculated move. Lisa, the self-appointed queen of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, had been gunning for me ever since I'd repainted my garage door a shade of charcoal she deemed unapproved. The thing was, my property predated the HOA by a decade, grandfathered in with ironclad permits. But Lisa didn't care about facts. She ruled with an iron clipboard, her monthly inspections and arbitrary fines turning our neighborhood into her personal fiefdom. 2 months earlier, she'd slapped me with a violation for unauthorized exterior modifications. I'd sent her certified copies of my permits, but she doubled down with fines, each notice more venomous than the last. When I pushed back, she escalated, declaring my garage a community asset under some new bylaw she'd rammed through without a vote. That padlock, her latest power play. She'd marked my garage for shared storage, claiming it was for the greater good. I tried reasoning with her, marching to her pristine colonial-style house only to be met by her teenage daughter, who smirked and said, "Email the HOA," before slamming the door. At the HOA office, Lisa sat behind a desk with a sign reading Director of Compliance, sipping from a mug emblazoned with Rule the Rules. She dismissed my documents with a wave, saying, "Those are outdated. The community voted. Your garage is ours now." I left before I said something I'd regret. Back home, I sat in my truck, staring at the locked door, when a memory sparked. I had a security camera inside the garage, angled to catch the entrance. I pulled up the footage on my phone, and there was 3:12 a.m. 4 nights ago. Lisa, in a hoodie and yoga pants, crept up with a flashlight and that monstrous padlock. She secured it, stepped back, and unbelievably posed for a selfie, holding a clipboard like a trophy. Then she hopped in her SUV, drove off, and returned moments later to park it right in front. As she walked away, her hoodie shifted, revealing a key dangling from a lanyard. I laughed, then seethed, then laughed again. She'd handed me a smoking gun. I saved the video, sent it to my lawyer, and started plotting. Lisa thrived on control, bullying neighbors into submission with her saccharine newsletters and petty fines. Most people complied to avoid her wrath, but I wasn't most people. That garage wasn't just a building. It was a monument to my father, built brick by brick during his final years. No HOA tyrant was going to steal it. I filed a complaint with the county, attaching the footage and my permits. The clerk's jaw dropped. "They declared your private garage communal," she said. "That's not just wrong, it's likely illegal." But bureaucracy moves like molasses, and I wasn't waiting. I had a wilder plan. As an aerospace engineer, I knew people who could make the impossible happen. My buddy Mark worked for a firm that airlifted heavy equipment, think cranes dropping HVAC units onto skyscrapers. I called him. How hard would it be to lift a 2-car garage off its slab? I asked. He chuckled, intrigued. Under 8,000 pounds with anchor points? Easy. What's the deal? I spilled everything. He laughed harder. Send me the specs. I wasn't going to wreck the garage or touch Lisa's SUV. I wanted poetic justice, something that would make her choke on her own arrogance. The plan was audacious but airtight. I prepped the garage quietly, reinforcing lift points under the guise of foundation repairs. I secured a private lot just outside HOA jurisdiction for the drop-off, filing permits with the city. To get Lisa's SUV back in position, I baited her with a neighborhood green living showcase, promising a feature in her precious newsletter. She took the hook, parking her SUV dead center in front of my garage, strutting into the event like a peacock. While she posed with a tray of organic muffins, my crew rigged cables in the shadows. The trap was set. The night before the lift, I barely slept. The garage loomed in the moonlight, locked and silent, with Lisa's SUV still parked like a sentinel. At dawn, the distant thrum of rotor blades broke the quiet. Mark's team was on time, piloting a twin-rotor chopper built for heavy loads. I texted the crew. Operation Skyhook is go. Neighbors stirred, stepping onto porches with coffee mugs, squinting at the growing roar. Phones came out. The HOA's email had been silent, and now a beast of a helicopter was descending over their cul-de-sac. I stood on my lawn, tablet in hand, coordinating via comms. Lisa, predictably, was still asleep. She loved her late mornings. An hour earlier, I'd used my spare key to open the side door and winched her SUV inside. No damage, no hot wiring, just a smooth roll into the garage, where cables locked it in as ballast. The chopper hovered, lowering steel hooks. The ground crew clipped them to the anchors, and with a groan, the garage shifted. A low creak echoed, then a clunk as the SUV settled inside. Slowly, impossibly, the structure rose smooth, steady like it was meant to fly. Neighbors gasped. A kid shouted, "Is this a movie?" Phones recorded every second. Then Lisa appeared, bursting from her house in a bathrobe, hair wild, screaming, "What is this? Stop it. That's my car." She spotted the garage, now 30 feet in the air, her SUV inside, and her face crumpled in horror. She ran into the street, barefoot, yelling for someone to intervene, but the chopper climbed, banking toward the lot I'd secured. I strolled up, calm as ever, and said, "Don't worry, Lisa. Your car is safe. I'm just relocating my property." Great newsletter material, right? She spun on me, eyes blazing. "You're done. This is illegal." But she was wrong. I'd filed an emergency claim with the city, backed by the video, permits, and zoning laws. A news crew was en route, their drone already buzzing overhead. Lisa tried to rally, calling the police, but the deputy who arrived had seen my paperwork. He smirked. "You locked his garage and parked in front of it, and now you're mad he moved it legally?" She sputtered, but he waved her off. The garage landed softly in the lot, secured and level. The crowd cheered. I rolled Lisa's SUV halfway out, slapped a sign on at HOA director's office. By appointment, only unlocked the garage with a grin. The news ran the story. Homeowner airlifts garage to thwart HOA overreach. Lisa's reign unraveled. Neighbors shared their own stories, fines for loud flags, tickets for chalk drawings. The HOA board crumbled, with resignations piling up. Lisa sued, claiming defamation and distress, but my lawyer, Sarah, countersued with a mountain of evidence. At the hearing, the judge watched Lisa's midnight lock job and wasn't amused. "Did you place this lock?" she asked. Lisa mumbled, "I don't recall." The judge's glare said it all. We won, with damages awarded and Lisa barred from HOA leadership. The garage stayed in the lot for weeks, a symbol of defiance. Lisa's SUV sat inside, untouched, until she slunk away, her house listed for sale. I eventually lifted the garage back home, setting it down without a scratch. Inside, I hung a plaque. "This garage soared so freedom could stand." Every time I opened that door, I felt the weight of what we'd done, not just for me, but for a neighborhood that remembered what it meant to fight back. So what do you think? Was I a hero for standing up to a tyrant, or a reckless vigilante who went too far? Should HOAs have the power to seize private property, or are they just legalized bullying? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories where the little guy fights back.